It's a big victory for liberty and freedom of expression. The Supreme Court today struck down a controversial section in India's Information Technology Act which called for prison term for posting offensive content on social media, saying that Clause 66A of the IT Act infringes upon a person's right to know. The apex court said this clause has been widely misused by the police and governments to settle political scores over rivals.
Human rights activists have hailed this verdict, although political parties have been cautious in their approach. The Modi government says it's all for freedom of speech and expression, while its partner in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena, has been critical of this judgment. Be that as it may, the Supreme Court order will have a far-reaching effect across social media platforms. Supreme Court's landmark verdict and its impact on the Tweeples and the Facebook users is our top story right here in Business Tonight.
Devu Chodankar was booked by Goa police for a Facebook post in which he feared Modi would unleash a holocaust if elected Prime Minister. Ravi Srinivasan was arrested in Puducherry for tweeting that he got reports that Karti Chidambaram was wealthier than Robert Vadra. Vicky Khan, a class 11 student, was arrested for reproducing a quote wrongly attributed to Azam Khan. And Ambikesh Mahapatra, a Kolkata professor, was charged for circulating a cartoon of West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, which reportedly annoyed her. But this will change. No longer can people like them be jailed for writing an online comment that offends or annoys anyone. In a landmark ruling that restores the freedom of speech and expression here in India, the Supreme Court today declared Section 66A of the IT Act as unconstitutional. A bench of Justices Chela Meshwar and Rohinton Nariman found the provisions of Section 66A vague and confusing, liable to abuse, and which is why they ordered that it be scrapped.
The Supreme Court has really upheld our right to free speech and expression, and it's on a medium that's so widely used that connects so many people that, you know, I thought that I was absolutely shocked when the arrest first happened. So that, I mean, this is a great day for everyone who uses the internet.
This draconian provision provided for a punishment of up to 3 years for any person who used a computer resource or communication device to put out messages that are annoying or inconvenient. The court also said it would read down Section 79 of the IT Act, which makes intermediaries like internet service providers liable for punishment. They now no longer need to delete supposedly offensive content for fear of being jailed. Ironically, while the government and politicians across the party lines have welcomed this move, it was a united political class that supervised the inclusion of this controversial section in the first place itself.
I don't think that a law is brought in by the UPA. The NDA was supporting that law. It was unanimously passed. There was no dissent. So I don't think you should call it UPA. I mean, when the NDA came to power, and now the BJP came to power, they made no attempt to repeal it. They were supporting it in the Supreme Court.
And Modi's government argued in favor of retaining it, arguments that thankfully found no favor with the apex court today. In a country that boasts of over 100 million Facebook users and about 19 million Tweeple, internet is an important platform for the common citizens to express opinion, and nothing explains the draconian curbs in the first place itself. The Supreme Court's decision today does send a strong signal to the political class. Amidst growing levels of intolerance, no clampdown on freedom of speech will be tolerated. It's a right given by the Indian Constitution, and no matter how powerful you are, you cannot take it away.
It will perhaps help thin-skinned politicians to be more tolerant towards criticism, sarcasm and clever wit. A little bit of humor has never hurt anyways, and now it isn't a good enough reason to be jailed either. So like, share and tweet without fear. It's a free country we live in. Anusha Soni, ET Now, New Delhi.
Now, the government of the day has indeed welcomed the Supreme Court's decision. Telecom Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad says that the Modi government does not want to curtail freedom of speech and expression on the internet and will take criticism in a constructive manner. Ironically enough, the same government officials and the highest legal luminaries of the government were batting for Section 66A to continue all the while when this case was indeed happening in the Supreme Court, thanks to the Supreme Court that did not find too much favor at the apex court today.
Government led by Shri Narendra Modi ji fully supports freedom of speech and expression on social media. इस देश में सोशल मीडिया काफी ग्रो किया है, लोग अपनी बात रखते हैं, उनको अपनी बात कहने का अधिकार है और उनको आलोचना करने का भी अधिकार है, उनको सलाह देने का भी अधिकार है और जो सत्ता में है उनको सहनशील होना चाहिए. Those who are in power must be tolerant and must be liberal towards criticism.
Section 66A has indeed exposed the hypocrisy of the entire political class, but not everyone, even on record, is in favor of scrapping Section 66A of the Information Technology Act. Some political leaders feel giving absolute freedom to post online may be misused by people and result in character assassination.
While I am a great votary of free speech, there are also limits to free speech. Just because there is free speech does not mean that I can go about defaming everybody. Can I go to the middle of the street and start abusing you and your family? Would that, just because Section 66A is not there anymore, does it give me the right to defame you and your family in, say, in the electronic media?
सोशल मीडिया का मिसयूज बहुत हो रहा है हमारे देश में. उसके रोकने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ पुलिस के हाथ में कानून का एक सेक्शन तो चाहिए. कल सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ कुछ फेसबुक पे डाल दिया तो क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट कार्रवाई नहीं करेगी? कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट होगा ना.
आजादी का मतलब गाली गलौज नहीं है. आजादी का मतलब कैरेक्टर असैसिनेशन नहीं है. क्यों नहीं होगा वो एक्ट? जिस तरह से लोग गाली गलौज कर रहे हैं उस पर, जिस तरह अभद्रता का डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन हो रहा है.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.